I got to kick this thing off. Can I kick it off? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
Yo, what's good, everybody? You are now listening to another episode of the Man Listen Show. But before we get started, let's hear a few words from our sponsors.
Make sure you check out the new book, Mythbusters, Lessons from Active Black Fathers by Marvin Austin Banks Jr. Mythbusters, Lessons from Active Black Fathers, dispels the notion that black fathers are not involved in their children's lives. This book looks to inspire and motivate a new generation of fathers to own their roles as their children's first source of motivation and encouragement. So if you know a black dad or anybody who is a father figure to black children, make sure you buy them this book. You can purchase this wonderful book at www.activeblackdad.com.
DD's Daiquiris is your #1 supplier of premium daiquiri mixes. You will love the taste of our classic margarita and signature strawberry mixes. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at DD's Daiquiris. DD is spelled DEEDEE. You can also find us at www.dd'sdaiquiris.com. DD's Daiquiris, giving good vibes to good people, one good drink at a time.
Please buy the new book by Arika Nicole Moore, Diabolical Tales of Woe. Diabolical Tales of Woe is a thrilling collection of short horror stories that leave you in an excited trepidation to see what will happen next. Prepare to face one horrific encounter after the next in this captivating novel. You can find this book on Amazon in the Kindle and paperback version. That is Diabolical Tales of Woe by Arika Nicole Moore.
More Grace Counseling and Mediation Services offers individual and relationship counseling as well as mediation services to the community. At More Grace, healthy partnerships are valuable and beneficial. Please visit the website www.moregracecounseling.com for more information about our approach to counseling. More Grace Counseling and Mediation Services, where we offer more grace and more healing.
Conversate with Us Radio presents the Man Listen Show. We are the blackest radio show on the internet. We bring you our opinion on topics that affect the black community in an effort to enlighten, enrich, and empower every brother and sister that falls under the sound of our voice. We operate on a no-hating frequency, so be prepared for us to keep it 100% real and 100% black all the time. Please follow the show on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Man Listen Show. You can also subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment, and make sure you tell everybody about the blackest radio show on the internet, the Man Listen Show. I'm your host, Mark B. Let's bring the crew in. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man? Everybody good?
Yep, good.
I just saw on the news today that they approved, the FDA gave approval to give children 5 to 11 COVID-19 vaccines. And I know that's going to be a sticking point for a lot of people. Me personally, I'm all for it because I have a lot of teachers in my life, and I think the benefits outweigh, whatever negatives may arise from that. At least y'all know I'm pro-vaccine. So I don't know what y'all think about it. You think this is a good thing? I mean, we pretty much know where everybody stands, but you think there's going to be a lot of fallout from this? I mean, they're already tripping on people wearing masks, on schools making their kids wear masks. I know it's going to be something that they have some sort of vaccine mandate for the elementary school students. How y'all think they're going to respond to this?
I mean, I think the mandate is coming. Anytime there's, you enroll your child in elementary school anyway in the U.S., there's a host of vaccinations that they have to have. Just like you said, everybody stands on the vaccine. I still think it might be a little bit early just to rush it to that age group in the population, especially when they're not affected, highly affected by the disease right now. So
I think, like you said, we all know where we stand with the vaccine, where we stand personally. I think it's a good thing. Like C said, every kid that starts school, and then when they get to high school or middle school, whatever, then when they go to college, just our whole lives, we have a series of vaccinations that we've all taken, that we all will continue to take, that our kids have taken, and so forth. So, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I see what you're saying. See about it being maybe too soon. That's just where you got to trust that the work that scientists have done for dozens, tens, 20s of years is the same process they've gone through. I don't think they shortcutted anything. It's something that they've been working on. So if you're going to trust science, you're going to trust science. That's my philosophy on it.
I mean, we had a medical expert on the show, Dr. Gwendolyn, and she talked about it. She said, this isn't new technology. Basically, it's like a plug and play type of deal. So, I mean, I get this. It's kind of hard for some people to really believe that, but the way the mRNA technology works, hey, it's plug and play. So it's not like it's just like a brand new thing that they're coming out with. Now the Johnson & Johnson, that may be, I can understand people having some trouble.
I don't want that one. Yeah, don't give me that one.
What was crazy though, you say that though, but I saw the news when the Delta variant came out, it was hazing everybody over the summer. The Johnson & Johnson was the one that stood tall the most versus the other ones. So yeah, I feel you, because I didn't want it either, but I know some people who got it and they were just like, man, just give me one and done. And it's been effective. So, and now what I don't understand though, because there's like the Pfizer and the Moderna are mRNA, the Johnson & Johnson is sort of like a regular vaccine, but now they're saying you can mix and match your booster shot. Right. So like if you have Pfizer, you can also get Johnson & Johnson. That to me, I'm kind of like, that don't really compute.
Yeah, me either. Yeah.
So because I got my booster shot, because I have some health issues or whatever. So I made sure I start off with Pfizer, I ended with Pfizer. That's what I'm gonna do. But a good point they made was, most of the time when we go in, we get our flu shot or we get any other type of vaccination, you don't know who the maker of that vaccination. You just roll your sleeve up, they give it to you, and that's it. It's just because of this whole deal and how fast they wrote this out, how we know who produced what. But Erika, what you think? They're gonna vaccinate these babies? The people gonna wild out or what?
I mean, I think it's fair. I mean, if you're a person who got the vaccine and you're prepared to vaccinate your children, then be my guest. I feel like it's like the next step in the process. I'm not opposed to it at all. If that's what you feel comfortable doing, then by all means do it. Like you said, I mean, we've been vaccinating our children against things for years. So if that's what you want to do, I've given my children the choice. If they want to, they can. If they don't want to, then it's up to them. But I do agree that at this point, you either trust science or you don't. And that's a personal choice for me. But I also think that still for me, I just don't want to. I mean, even though I had to jump through all kind of hoops and loops to be able to go out of the country, I take that over this vaccine any day. And is it even a vaccine if you can still get it? Or are they just gonna change the definition?
We ain't finna go through that nonsense. But another thing though, they just came out with a new regulations for travel, because they were talking about people that were coming into the country, and okay, what type of vaccination will they allow? So the Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, I think the AstraZeneca, because AstraZeneca hasn't been approved in the US, but I think it might be, but I might be AstraZeneca, because I think it's been approved by the World Health Organization, not the US. But any other vaccination, because there's several others, isn't approved. But it also talked about like people from the US who are unvaccinated, and if you want to leave the country in terms of how you get tested, and they're making it real strict. Like I think like if you're unvaccinated, you got to get tested within 24 hours of your trip. And that's for some of us who've been traveling, getting vaccinated 3 days before your trip, and trying to time that window and that frame is tough, because can I get it back in time? If I do it too soon, will my time frame expire? So I personally said this a long time ago. If they really wanted to get serious about this, they should have told people, hey, you can't travel unless you're vaccinated. And I bet you they'd have been lining up. They'd have lined up all that. Oh, it's my body, it's my right. Okay, that'd go right out the window if you can't go to no beach. So, so you ain't too principled. But like, hey, what y'all think about? Speaking of the principle, Kyrie. Now we did a show on Kyrie a long time ago when Kyrie was. I can't even remember what it was about. He was taking some sort of stand against.
It was about he didn't want him to come back and play in the bubble.
He didn't want to come back and play in the bubble.
I think he thought the season was rushed or something.
Something like that, or it was player safety or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it was more player safety, which is
okay.
So
I
now
thought it was him and LeBron were saying that there was too many games too soon, and they thought injury wise.
I know LeBron said that. Well, LeBron. Okay, so Kyrie didn't want to come back to the bubble.
Yeah,
LeBron didn't want to come back for the next season after the bubble season because he thought it was too many games. So there were two different things. But Kyrie plays for the Brooklyn Nets. Massive contract with the Nets. I don't know the exact dollar amount, but he's willing to sit out because you have to be vaccinated in the state of New York to go into public places, and the NBA is following local rules and guidelines, and Kyrie refuses to be vaccinated. So he's putting millions of dollars on the line for his principal because he doesn't want to be vaccinated, because theoretically he can't play in 50% of the games, because whenever they're at home he can't go because he's not vaccinated. I think LA is the same way. Los Angeles, that you have to be vaccinated going to public places, whatever. Obviously,
I think San Francisco too. I think Golden State.
Obviously the Knicks, because that's New York as well. But he's taking this stance, and a lot of people have called him out on it, man. They said, listen, man, you letting your team down. A lot of people call him stupid for putting out. I mean, I'm just saying what it is, man. People just call him stupid because, like, dude, you making millions of dollars and you putting that at risk just because you don't want to get the vaccine. I can't personally say that I disagree with those people. I don't want to call him stupid, but I definitely question that decision making. But what y'all think, man? Is Kyrie a martyr for the anti-vaxxers, or what is it?
I mean, it's his choice. It's his body. I mean, for people to talk about, oh, you're stupid for doing this, they're probably the same ones that stay on the same job for 50 years, never get promotions and never get pay raises. Like, people are going to do what's best for them. If he does not want to play basketball because he doesn't want a vaccination, that is his prerogative. I am sorry the fans don't get to see their team win, but who cares? Like, the same way I tell people, any other job, it doesn't matter whether you're making, $100 million a year, $100,000 a year. Do what's best for you, yourself, and your family. That's all is everybody else going to do the same thing to you? For you, if Kyrie for some reason takes the vaccination or does something else and dies tomorrow, Brooklyn probably going to reschedule all of 2 games and be right back playing. So it's like, do whatever you want to do. I just don't understand why people are so pressed and so caught up on what somebody else is doing in their life with their job. Just don't.
If 2 games.
Your
job will replace you immediately when you die. That wanted ad will go up immediately. They don't care about him, so why should he care about them and the team? He's doing whatever he wants to do, which is exactly what everybody should do.
Wait, hold on. Now, this is a professional athlete, highly skilled, right? They giving him. Let's look it up. What's Kyrie's contract?
Well, go back. They're not giving him anything.
Exactly.
They are this year. They are this year since he ain't playing.
Yeah.
Well, that's a negotiated contract.
He earned it. That's a contract he signed.
That's a negotiated contract.
Yeah.
So he's not being given anything.
Nope.
So Kyrie's
he got a max deal.
Kyrie's decision to remain unvaccinated is potentially going to cost him $186 million.
And as long as that don't bother him, don't bother me.
This the thing for me. I could understand. You're right. You work at a restaurant, a doctor's office, a law firm, a hospital, whatever. Life goes on, correct. But when you sign that contract, you are saying, I'm for the team. It's not you don't sign a contract just for you individually. You sign it with the team. So it's no. What I'm saying is, so you're saying that your feelings usurp everybody else on the team. That means you're not a good teammate. That's part of the reason Kyrie's my favorite.
That's really what most anti-vaxxers, that's they mind
It's
frame.
a
So
job.
Kyrie,
I'm better than
I
all of
understand.
y'all. So yeah,
It
so he's
it
right
is
along with
correct.
that.
No, it is a job.
Better
Kyrie
than.
is my favorite player. Straight up. Kyrie is my favorite player since Kobe passed. Well, since Kobe retired, not since he passed, but Kyrie has been my favorite player since then. But I just think he's a contrarian just to be for contrarian's sake. Everywhere he's gone, it's been dissension. Everywhere he's gone, the team is broken apart because of conflict, and he's the head of that. So that's he has every right to do what he's going to do, correct, as a person, as an individual. But the reason people care is because people care about their sports. People don't care about their dentist. You know what I mean? People don't care about their doctor as far as what they're doing as a team per se. People pay money to watch and be entertained, and that's why they care. Hey, he can do what he want to do. Just you're not a martyr. If you believe what you believe, hey, you accept all the consequences that come with your actions. You're not a martyr.
I think
so we're holding our athletes to a higher standard than our doctors and our dentists.
No. If there's
just that no one cares what the doctors and dentists are doing. They don't even. Why?
They don't.
I mean,
they don't. They don't. Seriously, they don't. And the reason that they are held to a higher standard is because they're on TV every night.
People, so then they are held to a higher standard
because it's on TV.
And they're black.
Yes.
Wait.
Black
And no, it's not because they're black athletes.
Yeah, because they talked about
because we know about it.
Bills.
Because we're able to see his decision because he can't play. I think the same thing should be said about those nurses who say
cops.
I don't want to be vaccinated. About those cops who say I don't want to be vaccinated. Hey, fire all their asses.
But you don't know none of their names.
We don't know their names, so we can't call them out like we can call Kyrie. It's just as stupid and just as hypocritical.
Yeah, I'm not going. Again, I agree with you, but I'm not going to call them stupid. They just have, in my opinion, they just the whole thing.
I don't want no nurse working on me, assisting me that doesn't believe in science.
Yeah, I just think it's
if I want that, I'll go to like a holistic treatment center or something like that, or somebody who believes that doesn't believe in science or wants alternative medicine. You can't be no nurse or no doctor and not believe in science and work on you.
But it's not
so holistic medicine people don't believe in science.
But it's not even so much that people don't believe in science. You don't always believe in people. Like history has shown us we can't always believe in people. I don't believe there's people out here sticking stuff in the vaccine that's deliberately trying to kill people. I don't believe that at all. But I do believe that sometimes people make mistakes. Like how many drugs and things do we have that the FDA gives us, and then 6 months to a year later, if you or any of your people have taken this or experienced death, call this number. Like I just think that sometimes you just need to like stop and just wait and see how things going. I'm not saying that everybody
do that.
It's not so much not trusting science.
If you getting paid, that might.
No, I've personally been a part of one of those. It's not necessarily just about being paid. It's about the years of your life you lost while you were dealing with whatever trauma you had to experience from that. I personally
know somebody who had a blood clot and has like serious issues for medication. I know somebody who has cancer. I mean, if you look at
Does anybody know anybody with mesothelioma?
With from the vaccination?
No,
he's just talking about the commercial.
If you got mesothelioma.
But I'm saying there's so many things out there. I mean, if you watch a commercial, if you watch a commercial right now for a medication, you watch a commercial, it'll tell you these are the benefits you have, which will be 2 or 3 things, and then down here there's a whole list of other stuff that can happen, including death. Mm-hmm. If you take something for depression, but it's a side effect, you might kill yourself. So, I mean, in America, it's a known fact.
That's true. That's true. But here's my problem with a lot of
you didn't let me finish, but I'm saying
let her finish.
In America, with Big Pharma, they pretty much run this. Like, if you look at how many prescriptions we give in the U.S. versus they give out in Germany and everything. And it's not just prescriptions. It goes back to the food. Everybody thinks that I don't eat a lot of meat because they think I'm a vegan and I'm what do you call them people, Peter people, and I want to save the world and I don't want animals to die. No, it's because we're injecting them with so many hormones. Like I can't afford with my family history of cancer to add any additional hormones because I like chicken wings. Like there's a lot of things, you know, the GMO animals that are allowed in the United States, that's not allowed in a lot of other countries in Europe and Africa. So it's more than just saying we don't trust science.
But
I mean, that's
You know what?
say
I'm
this.
glad you said that. I'm glad you
Me
said
too.
that. See, I'm glad you said that because you know exactly where I was going. Because most of the people who say, well, big pharma this and we don't know, and look at all the side effects, the same people that smoke vape sticks, same people that smoke this high power weed,
Same people that got tattoos that
same
ain't
people that got
FDA
tattoos,
regulated.
the same people who line up to eat that big ass Popeyes fried chicken sandwich.
Exactly.
And you don't know what's in it.
Why is a chicken the size of a turkey?
So shut the hell up. So shut the hell up.
But in that same vein, since we've been here, like we've commented more on the difference in the food here than we've commented on anything else.
Yes.
We're like, oh, what kind of juice is this? And they're like, this is orange juice. We're like, no, it's not.
The chicken ain't nothing on the chicken bone. You be like, what kind of chicken is this?
Hey,
Ain't nothing on the chicken.
you know what though? That and I don't doubt that at all. And I'm gonna shout out this store, Costco. Have you ever been to Costco? Have you ever had a Costco membership?
Yeah, they got the Kirkland vaccine.
So check this out. I went to Costco, me and my wife, and I made the mistake of telling the dude, I said, you know, normally we get a Sam's Club membership, but we just said, you know, Sam's Club, Costco, ain't no difference. And dude, it was just like Indian dude. He was like, no. He proceeded to give us like a 30-minute lecture about the quality of the food and the quality of the ingredients that Costco has in their food, right? So we bought the food, and then I said, well, let me see what we're talking about. So I went to Walmart. And you look at the quality of the salmon at Costco versus Walmart, the quality of the juice, the fruit, or whatever, the stuff that they are pushing to us in mass quantities versus how stuff really, really tastes, how it's supposed to be, it is not the same. It's not even close to being the same, you know. But again, I still think that Kyrie is a little bit foolish. I think that it's unfortunate because a lot of people are going to follow him, and I've yet to see somebody give a rational decision as to why, you know, they are not going to take it. Well, I take that back. There's some people with health issues. There's some people some people would like see who have like, okay, listen, I know I have to protect what comes in my body, but most of these people are just following YouTube, following Instagram,
and they're
looking at stupid, you know, people who don't have any sort of medical degree at all, and saying, I'm not going to take it. And people are dying. Black people are dying.
There's a small percentage of population that this ain't their first rodeo. Like they didn't take other vaccines. And so I respect that. But there's people that come with these religious exceptions. I know you. What religious exception have you ever used in your life before for other? You haven't. And so it's a convenient thing. And I mean, I guess you use all the tools at your disposal, but the thing that makes it different to me is that these other health issues, if you have cancer, you can't transmit that, or you can't give that to someone else. It's not airborne. That's the only thing. And to me, it's all about looking out for the greater population. That's the only thing I say. So
there was this person that made this idiotic tweet, and they talked about I can't remember her name. I don't even want to.
I saw it.
They had Magic Johnson played with full blown HIV, but Kyrie can't play without getting vaccinated. How stupid can you be?
That might be the dumbest tweet ever. Yeah,
like for real, you have no idea how things are transmitted. Are you serious?
Yeah,
and that's what we dealing with. That's what we dealing with.
Yeah, she just wanted attention. It worked.
Yeah, but you know,
but there are lots of people who are just loud and wrong for no reason, but we know that. And so we all have to, I still feel like it's not necessarily that everybody who's deciding not to do it is loud and wrong. Everybody who is deciding not to do it is not necessarily an idiot. They're making a personal choice. And if he thinks that the money is not worth it, then the money's not worth it.
Yeah. And I mean, this you know, it's on a smaller scale, but I always think back to, so I work in transportation industry, and in certain states there are seatbelt laws. There's unequivocal evidence that if you wear a seatbelt, your likelihood of dying in a car crash is considerably less than if you don't. But there are people that make their choices every single day to wear a seatbelt, to not wear a seatbelt. So the vaccine,
and you know what? Hold on, hold train of thought. You know, there's some people to be like, you know, if you wear that seatbelt though, it can kill you because you'd be stuck in the car.
Yeah.
That's exactly
right.
how he's not anti-vaccine.
And so, yeah, so
Okay.
as at first I used to get worked up, and I mean I just explain what I think, but hey man, it's part of the benefits and part of the downfall of living in the United States is that we are such big proponents of quote unquote personal freedom that, I mean, people can do what they want.
Even if it puts everybody else at risk, which is
I mean, imagine though 50 years ago, man, you used to be able to sit next to somebody on an airplane and smoke. Like, I mean, this ain't the first time that's happened where, you know, what you want to do is better than how other people are affected. You know, you used to be able to smoke up until about 15 years ago, you could smoke at basically any restaurant.
Hey, you talking to somebody who grew up with a smoker. And I remember, I grew up with a lot of smokers, but I'm talking about a cigarette smoker. You know, I grew up with a lot of weed smokers too.
Right, yeah, but, we all did.
But my pops used to smoke, and I remember specifically we go on road trips or whatever, and this dude would be puffing cigarette at the cigarette, square at the square, windows up, you know, the windows all up. And I remember
hot boxing you with nicotine.
And I remember it wasn't until like I had to be like 12, 13 or whatever when they started talking about the negative side effects of secondhand smoke. And the commercial came on, and we were all sitting there watching TV, and we turned and looked at my dad, and he was like, you gotta know my dad to get the humor in this, but he was like, F y'all, I don't care. You know. But yeah, man, you're right. Things have changed, and you know, I don't know, man. Kyrie, I just feel like I already said how I feel. I think it's a bad decision. I think it sets a negative example. I get he's standing on principle, but I think, you know, it's too much at risk for our Black community for him to be giving up that much wealth.
Right.
Because this is a guy who is invested in helping people. I think he's done a lot for like the WNBA players. So to be able to scoff at this much money that he can make a difference with, because he's a guy that does give back. I'm gonna give him his props on that.
Yeah.
This on principle, I just think it's a bad deal, man. But it's his decision. But I respect him more than I do Ben Simmons, though. Like, I don't know about Ben Simmons and his whole you know, everybody got mad at me because I didn't want to shoot a jump shot, and I'm not willing to come back because y'all criticize me and everything. Like, I can't fool with this dude, man. What's up with that, man?
Well, what if I thought he has like personal issues. What if he's really going through something? Like, I'm all for any person, you know, especially Black male, that wants to get their mental health together. I think that's what it is.
Well, I feel you on that. And, you know, for that, shout out to Christine Slaughter, More Grace Counseling. It's her birthday today. Another Scorpio in the house.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a Scorpio, but you know, our Rika is. But I think it was more so he was upset about how the team responded to his lack of efficiency and his lack of contribution. And they said now they're not going to fine him because he said he's not in the right mental space. But I do think that's somewhat game being played, because if you play the mental health card, they can't fine you anymore because of the contract. But really what it is, he don't want to be there. So that's a way for him to say, you know, that's like, oh, well, mentally I'm just not there. So they can't fine you. So, you know, you can't go into arbitration and get that money back. But, you know, that's why I kind of look at that a little bit skeptical.
Yeah, I was talking to some of my guys, and I told them as soon as they kicked him out of practice that day and he got suspended for the first game, I said, he about to have a mental health issue and ain't going to be able to play. But part of it is his making, you know, I don't doubt it's probably a hostile work environment for him to come into that locker room by his other players, the fans, everything like that. Social media is a bear that we none of us have to deal with it on that scale. But he's not the first athlete, though. There's baseball players throughout history who had mental blocks, who couldn't throw the ball from second base to first base anymore, or Kevin Love before him, DeMar DeRozan has sat out game with mental health concerns. So I think he's getting an unfair shake. People are blaming him because he's the most recent, but Philly should have traded him. Bottom line, they blew the whole situation.
I mean, but how can you trade him though? I mean, if he's a head case
right now, you could have traded him in July. You could trade him in August. You could have traded him in September.
Yeah,
head case though. Simone with the twisties, but we're not mad at Simone though.
Exactly.
What
So
you
we can't get a man. Well, I think we're harder on black men than we are on black women when it comes to mental health issues. Like everything else, black women get it harder. But when it comes to a man saying, "Oh, I'm having a rough day," we're like, "Man, chalk that up. Get back to work." Like you're not allowed. He's not
Suck
allowed
it
to
up.
really like. We're not really discounting what he could or could not be going through. Like we didn't know her aunt died right before the Olympics. We had no idea what she was going through because it wasn't our business. We don't know what he's going through because it's not our business. But we're not giving him any type of grace.
Here's my thing though. The lack of accountability with this generation is what bothers me. He had a bad series. He had an awful series. And Lab is right. Other athletes have it. You know, I think in baseball they call it the yips. When you just off, they got terms for it, right? You just off. You just had a bad series. You know, the guy who's criticized the most in history, LeBron, he had a bad series when they played the Mavs. Their first year when they was with the Heats,
couldn't hit the side of the house.
Yeah, he had a bad series, right? Guess what he did? He powered through it and he came back. He didn't make any excuses. So had he just said, listen, I'm not mentally here. I just had a bad season, but this seems more so like I'm pouting, I'm mad because y'all called me out on it. Y'all called me out on it. My coach called me out on it. My teammate, who was my peer, called me out on it. And I don't like that y'all called me out on it. So I want to play somewhere else. How does that work? But now it's mental health. I just don't go for that.
Well, you can, it can be both though. That's the thing. It's very nuanced, I think, man, because, you know, part of the reason he wants to go somewhere else, I mean, if you feel a certain way about other people in that locker room and on your team, even if it's something you did and they did together, both you bear some responsibility, then that can cause a mental issue with you. And it's probably best to go somewhere else.
And his mental health issues might have started prior to. Like it might not just be something that just manifested. He might already have mental health issues where he's got some type of anxiety or some type of, you know, issues where people on the team maybe not have been exactly accepting or welcoming or understanding. He hasn't necessarily felt comfortable enough to open up about everything that he's going through or how difficult maybe just stepping onto the court is for him, or I don't know. But my thing is that I'm not going to be first in line to discredit somebody who says they're having a mental health issue just because it might be a new fad. I'd rather err on the side of giving somebody that grace, that opportunity to work through that mental health issue than to be the person who says, I don't know, man up, get it together, figure it out. Because in the back of my head, that's what I'm saying, but that's because that's what I heard as a child growing up. Man up, get it together. No one cares what you're going through, power through. But where did that get us? And where is it going to get us? How is it going to get us to the next level? It's not. So whatever he needs to do, whether that be on a different team or go find a counselor or go cry in the corner, I don't care. Whatever it is he needs to go do, just go do it and be my guest.
Yeah, I still think though, when you sign that contract, you need to stand tall and obligate that contract. You know, you need to do what you got to do to get yourself right. I mean, it does seem more so like he's pouting versus I'm having a break. Because you know, when you saw Simone, you know, wasn't being a contrarian. She wasn't like, I'm just not gonna show up. She was there rooting her teammates on. She was coaching them or whatever. She was doing what she got to do. When you see other people going through it, they still involved in the game. This dude was in practice, working out in sweats with his phone in his pocket.
And they asked him to join the drill. He said no.
They asked him to join the drill. He said no. And then, but after all of that, I'm not in the right mental space.
Wait, so but no, I gotta be mentally, I gotta be in the same mental space as Simone or other people
No,
having a
right.
mental health
That's
crisis.
why
I gotta
you
be
can't
held to the
compare
same
anybody to
standards as them.
LeBron
No,
or Simone.
you don't know
Simone's
what
in a
I'm
whole
going
other
through,
country.
and you don't know what happened in the locker room right before we came out. They could have been in there telling us, man, you ain't going through nothing like this. They could have been in there giving him the business. He'd be like, all right. And then try to get in front of the camera and say, hey man, come on, join. Nah, man, I ain't with y'all.
The difference is
know.
I follow NBA and I follow the cats through the summer as they working out and they doing everything. This dude was out there getting it with everybody else, getting prepared for the season, doing everything to showcase himself so he could try to get into a better place. I'm not trying to discredit mental health. Y'all know I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big proponent of mental health, but I do recognize game, and I just think this is game for real because I mean, yeah, you can't decide how people react because I know for years, I dealt with mental health for years and I powered through it. And I thought, most people didn't see it. And then pretty soon I thought they didn't see it. And they was like, yeah, dog, we see it. This doesn't seem like that to me. And I could be wrong. But one thing I never did when I was having a hard time mentally was try to sabotage people who I was associated with. If you up here talking about I can't go to the drill, you up here like everybody else putting their hand in the shake, and you like, nah, I'm just gonna stand out to the side. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna get in the drill with my sweats and my phone in my pocket. Nah, come on, man. That ain't got nothing to do with mental health. That's coming to that's coming to you pouting, and you need to be called out for it.
Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff. Yeah, he has made the situation worse, but I'm not gonna say there's not an underlying mental block from Philadelphia. They notoriously are hard on their athletes, man.
That's a hard place. That's hard. Hey, any place where they boo Santa, it's a hard place. It's a hard. Hey, well, real quick before we go. So, did y'all see Boosie and Lil Nas X got into it over the weekend?
Yeah, I read both of them's response on Twitter.
So
I thought I heard Boosie got hacked or something. That's what I saw.
No, he doubled down. No, he doubled down.
Everybody get hacked when they don't want to take responsibility.
Oh, okay.
He did it.
I got hacked too last week.
You can only pull the I got hacked when you accidentally post porn or smut on your social media.
Wait a minute.
I got hacked.
At this point, the I got hacked is falling right behind the I'm having a mental health crisis.
I got hacked.
Ben Simmons got hacked.
Yeah, I got hacked. But Lil Nas X said he came out. He said, "Hey man, I'm about to drop a song with Boosie," and Boosie responded by calling him the F word, all kind of BAN words, and they talked about do us a favor and kill yourself, and it was really below the belt for real, and even for Boosie. But that's Boosie though, and I think Twitter deleted the tweet, or if it's a Twitter, I think it was on Twitter. And people were just kind of like, damn, Boosie, like they were real disappointed in him. But my thing is this. Yeah, I don't think he should have went there. I think there's some vile things to say, but I've heard this before. You can't determine how somebody's going to respond to you when you decide to mess with them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And last I saw, I didn't see Boosie. I mean, Boosie has talked about people when they didn't ask for their opinion, like Dwayne Wade and his son and Lil Nas X and all that stuff. But you can't. So if Dwayne Wade had wrote up on Boosie, who he looked like he's 60 in the face, but he got like a little boy body. If Dwayne Wade had wrote up on him and decided to put them paws on him for talking about his child, then Boosie couldn't be mad about that. But I just think I'm ready for both of them to kind of just like fade into like Mike Tyson said, Bolivian.
Fade into Bolivian.
Into Bolivian because Lil Nas X has been trolling us for the longest, and he's become like the king troller. And I'm really kind of fed up with it. But real quick, hot take before we go, which I think.
And like you said, just ready for both of them to go away. So when Boosie said it though, not that I'm definitely taking his side or taking up for him. But I think when people say, oh, go kill yourself, like that's just like, it's one of those like common phrases that we use that we probably really shouldn't, especially when we know people that, who are part of that community, unfortunately do, a lot of times.
Suicide survivors, yeah.
But when I don't think Boosie was like, "Oh, literally go kill yourself." I think that was, like I said, I just wanted that, just one of those phrases. Not to say
I think Boosie meant that. See,
I mean, he might have, but people say that all the time. Is what I'm saying. It's just one of those common phrases, like "go play in traffic." No one's really expecting an adult to go play in traffic, so he shouldn't have said it. But at the same time, like Lil Nas X started it, like he initiated it. Not to say that Boosie wasn't going to say something down the line, but like, why did he say he was doing a song with him? Like, I mean, it's almost like Lil Nas X likes the drama and, being, Boosie saying stuff, because then, then the attention's brought to him. Like, I mean, it's intentional. So, I mean, I bet he doesn't care half as, as much as most people do that Boosie said that.
Yeah, he responded with another tweet, basically just trolling some more. So he's loving the attention.
Yeah, he's having fun with it.
Yeah, he's loving the attention he's getting from it, for real. So,
but both of them love attention, and I think that, like, when I read that 50 Cent book, that it was like, if we can't be friends, can we at least be enemies? And it was like, because if I'm nobody to you, then I'm not getting any of your attention. I'm not getting any free publicity off of you. But if you hate me, then you're talking about me. If you love me, then you're talking about me. So if we're not going to be friends, I don't need to be your enemy, because either way, I need you to have my name in your mouth. And I think that Lil Nas X is using that type of mentality to stay, like, on the tip of people's tongues. Like, I don't care if you're mad. I don't care if you're happy. I just want you talking about me. And to me, I think that that's one of the things about this generation that just annoys me to no end. Like, they're just so interested in attention. They don't want to be like a quality, like, human or person, or say anything that's really impacting, like, the world. They just want to be the topic of conversation. But it changes every 5 minutes. So you got to keep being the topic of conversation. So you got to be pregnant this week. You got to be trolling Boosie this week. You got to, what's next?
Or be like Lizzo talking about, I'm confident in my fatness, and then the next minute I'm crying about it because y'all call me fat.
I think all that's true. I think, honestly, the pandemic just pushed it to a whole nother level, though, man, because people was literally unable to communicate. I mean, go see people. So the only interaction you had was people communicating on Twitter and IG and stuff like that. So I think it took it to a whole nother level, and it might be too far gone at this point. I really didn't. I saw it, but I didn't think too much of the kid. So
yeah, Ricky, you good over there?
I'm about to get jumped. There's a lizard over here. I don't know what this is.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, we'll go ahead. I think we talked about enough. What I hope that be safe. But hey, thank y'all for watching. Hey, listen, make sure y'all tune in when we on Twitch, man. Drop something in the comments. We'll answer questions live. We're really trying to blow up this platform. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, and Spotify. I'm messing up. It's the problem. You go live, you got to be on point. And then make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Share the show. Use the hashtag ManListen. We got merchandise. Go to our Instagram. You can get the link so you can buy the official Man Listen merch. And let us know what you want to talk about. Let us know who you want to see on the show. We love to have people on the show, different guests to talk about stuff. If you want to come on the show, you think you want to debate the crew, let us know. We might let you on. With that being said, we'll holler at you. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, Boosie can go, but he got to leave Wipe Me Down. We still need Wipe Me Down.
That is one of the greatest songs.